Hey guys, and welcome back to StarMade. This is Serge with another Atlas Quest update. So, just first, a little apology of that I haven't updated anything in a while, haven't uploaded any videos. I've been a little distracted with life, but now that I've got a little bit more attention, a little bit more free time, we're gonna come and have a look at a bit of an update. A little bit of an event happened recently. A little bit of conflict broke out on the server between us and another faction by the name of Exiled. Now, Exiled are, or at least were, the former superpower on this faction on this server, and yeah, the faction members, a lot of them anyway, were quite powerful and quite renowned builders, and a lot of them actually did end up dispersing. And as Exiled's numbers grew, or rather, as Exiled's numbers waned, Atlas slowly grew, and Atlas became what Atlas is today, quite easily the most powerful faction on the server right now, as far as influence goes anyway. So I say that quite seriously because Exiled, at least up until now, were quite a considerable force to be reckoned with. And there are a few other factions on the server that I do have to question who would win in an all-out war. So, or at least battle. So, just to give a quick definition here, battle being obviously one all-out conflict, one all-out slaughterfest, all your best ships versus another person's all their best ships, and whoever comes out living is a victor. Now, that versus a war, which is quite a bit more tactical and requires a long time of planning and territory control, and say sieging or resource denying. So as far as it goes, I think Atlas has the most territory and most influence over the server. But as far as it goes, we had a little bit of a scuff, let's call it, with none other than Blitzwing. So Blitzwing has been on the server for a little while now, and Blitzwing's a good sport. He takes these things quite lightheartedly. But one day he decided that he just wanted to spice things up, I guess. Now, I haven't actually interviewed Blitzwing, but I had a bit of a talk with him about this, and yeah, well, it was quite interesting. He had decided that he really wanted the Breaker, at least he wanted it out of the picture for what he was planning. Now, the Breaker is not a huge formidable ship, but it was the one he was most aware of. As I post my videos, as it's quite a sight to behold, I imagine that it would stay in someone's memory if they were considering it. Now, the only other two big capitals we had in our faction, one of them isn't quite known, at least not until recently, and the other one isn't necessarily as formidable, but is very agile and got to helping us very quickly. And so, what had happened was Blitzwing had actually, I guess, hired the assistance of another member of the StarMade.au server by the name of Tough Love. So a little shout out to Tough Love, but I'm afraid, Tough Love, you're gonna be joked a little bit about here, so I apologize in advance, man. So what had happened is, at least to my knowledge, and correct me if this is wrong, Blitz or Tough, but as far as it goes, I'm aware that Blitz had hired Tough Love for a bit of a covert operation. And that covert operation was simply to infiltrate Atlas space, get close to one of our stations, and lay a bunch of mines, or in this case warheads, down, break off a bunch of our ships, do as much damage as he could, tender and soften up the actual area, ready for a nice strike, and hopefully fly off with one of my ships, preferably this beast here. So all went well, and he managed to knock off a few ships, do a lot of damage to the station, but as you can see, there's not a lot of damage on the station. In fact, there's none, because Tough Love went to the wrong station. He didn't fly to Surge Guard, he flew to Haven Guard, the old abandoned hub station that we were using. So it's very unfortunate you went to the wrong place, because as soon as I got the message from my co-CEO Shaker that our space, or our station, was under attack, that as soon as I heard that message, I logged in as soon as I could, And I pretty much was there in a heartbeat and just killed Tough Love, and we engaged hostilities with his faction, as obviously Blitz and Tough Love were not in the same faction, which meant that Blitz, who was already at war with us, would not be able to get close to our station at risk of obviously taking the heat of all these turrets and all these defense outposts, and obviously the station itself. And Tough, who was neutral, could just slip straight past the defenses. So, as far as it went, we managed to obviously get in there, save the station, or at least what was left of it. It was a few scratches at the time, and I'd imagine that Blitz must have just thought, well, fuck it. Cover's blown, let's just, wage all-out war. I mean, there they are in this system, unprotected. They've got a big station there that's just ripe for the picking. It's not the right station, not the one I wanted, but let's go break it anyway. And I guess that's what he did. So immediately I called in the reinforcements. We got Tyzeek in his Dread Nemesis, I think it's called. Anyway, his capital, and we got the new capital from Shaker, the Infinity, I believe it's called. Anyway, we got them into the scene as soon as possible. I unfortunately had to jump all the way back to the station because the gate had been broken, and I couldn't just quickly zip back and pick up the breaker. So I managed to get in conflict as it was occurring, which was ideal because that's how the breaker fights best. And ultimately, we ended up winning the fight, or at least we managed to come out much more victorious. We didn't lose many ships. In fact, I don't actually think we lost any. We only brought 3 capitals and a small attack fleet to come defend the sector. We took a lot of damage on the Haven Guard station, which we'll go to shortly. But as far as it goes, Blitzwing managed to lose in his, as far as I'm aware, entire attack fleet, which to my knowledge and to a lot of our knowledge is, and I haven't actually sent scouts to have a look yet, quite a big sum of his military. So as far as it goes, we've weakened Blitz and the Exiled, at least the Blitz part of the Exiled faction, which isn't a very big faction anymore, so a good chunk of it if you're doing it on ratio. And we've helped defend our little space in space. Unfortunately, we did take a few hits, quite a bit of a loss when you do break it down. I took a lot of hits to the breaker. Breaker's only sitting at about 85% armor now. As you can see, a big chunk taken out of the side here. No damages to the internal structures as far as the roleplay areas go, because this ship is probably using up a good, let's say, 20 to 30, maybe a bit more percentage of its internal space. Purely for roleplay. I mean, all of this in here, there's no systems in here. This is all just, this is just all roleplay. Up here, there's a little bit more, a lot of empty space in there, and all of this is just roleplay. So if I took all that out and filled it with, systems, obviously I would have a much more powerful ship, but I'd also have a much less interesting ship. So anyway, I took quite a bit of a beating, quite a good maneuver at one point from Bliss, which I will hopefully be able to show you guys because I did record a lot of it, but I didn't do a voiceover, so I'm going to have to edit it. Oh my god, I'm going to have to edit something. So I'm going to be able to do that once I get some editing software. I'm still keeping an eye out and watch one I like best, and hopefully not having to bite the bullet and just use Adobe, which I do really like, except it's very expensive. I did take quite a bit of beating. We did not manage to damage too much of Blitz's capital, as it was quite a decent build, and I really hope he's going to let me do a review on it, since it was quite a nice ship, and I'd really like to see it up close. It was quite a pretty ship as far as I saw. I mean, most of the time I was trying to destroy it, but that's what you do when you're in war. Guys, it was quite enjoyable. We're going to jump out now. At least we're not actually going to stay inside of our ship here. We're going to take off, and we're hopefully going to be able to get to the other station. Hopefully this side of the gate is still functioning. But as far as it goes, guys, it was quite an interesting little fight. And the great thing about StarMade is these fights do not have to be salty. They do not have to cause a lot of rage and upset. Oh, no. Okay, so Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to jump to the other station, so hopefully it's still there. Maybe, hopefully they haven't destroyed it. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's still there. I'm going to have to manually jump there. That's not fun. So yeah, anyway, let's have a little bit of a chat while we do that. So as far as it goes, I'm a real big fan of StarMade for the reason that, unlike, say, in Minecraft, where obviously if you destroyed someone's castle, then, well, if you destroy that castle, it's quite upsetting because you can't make a blueprint of a castle. I mean, obviously you can make a world save, but then you have to reset the world. In StarMade, at least, if they damage your lovely, beautiful ship, well, that's not a big problem because you've probably got a blueprint, and if you don't, then that's your own fault because hopefully you know how to make a blueprint. It's one of the first things you'll learn in the game. And yeah, so it's not a big issue if you do have an all-out war and someone is breaking your stuff. I mean, it was a little bit disheartening to see my Haven Guard station get just, you know, absolutely slaughtered in the crossfire. But hey, it's not even the most up-to-date version. I do have the, obviously the Surge Guard now, which spots the lovely Atlas colors. And yeah, it's not a thing that can cause salt so much. Like, obviously I'm a little salty because, you know, that's my station, man. You just broke it. But I mean, that's part of the game, and I always talk about in my videos that I invite challenge, I invite conflict because it makes the game more interesting, and I don't think I was more involved in the game, besides obviously a lot of the infrastructure that we try and build for the galaxy, but I was very involved. It was a lot of fun. In fact, I didn't actually speak a lot on TeamSpeak because I was so focused on the game. Also, I was trying to record, so I didn't want a lot of my voice in there to save on data. But as far as it goes, I say as far as it goes a lot, which I'm just now realizing. So I apologize for that. If you don't like it, leave your comment in the section below, and I will not read it because I do not care. No, I lie, guys. I read all your comments, so I really appreciate that. We're getting close to 100 subs. I know it's not a massive achievement for YouTube, but I really, really appreciate all of your support and all of your comments and likes and everything and all your views. So here we are, guys, at the Haven Guard station, or at least what's left of it. So let's slow right down and get a little bit closer. Maybe I'm actually gonna probably break this place down and bring a big cargo ship and just start filling up that cargo ship, because right now it's not serving any purpose except being exposed, and there's a lot of good resources here that we could be using. In fact, there's a lot of ships here that are just being detrimentally destroyed to a point where there's no point using them anymore, and even the gate's not connected up correctly. So I don't know, it just seems to me like this is a bunch of really wasted resources. So as you can see a lot of that damage, which I think actually looks pretty cool. I kind of want to leave this here, like I left the damaged depot near Atlas HQ, but we are actually using that depot now. So I think there's a lot of shields and stuff in there that really are just worth leaving. Yeah, did the dredge take a lot of damage? I didn't check. Doesn't look like it. Although it was kind of out of the range of fire. So yeah, it took quite a bit of a hit. Not enough to overheat it, and that is still intact. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is where the big damage happened. Right there. And that obviously tore out the gate. So maybe some repairs could be done. My bomber got absolutely, you know, broken, which I'm not too happy with. I've got a blueprint of it, but I don't have one on the server, and I wasn't really hoping to have one there. So you can sort of see what he did here. He just got a bunch of warheads and just ran them in, because warheads, when they explode, they don't count as an attack. They count as environmental damage, which it allows you to get away with some really tricky maneuvers. So like here, he just constantly, because I mean, if he's watched my videos, which I bet he has, he knows where the ship core is on the faction module. It's right there, or at least it was. I've moved it, obviously. But that's usually where it is, right behind a panel. And yeah, you just ram it into that constantly, and he was going to get through there, but that's quite a thick amount of armor right there, so he wouldn't be able to just easily break through. He did do quite a bit of damage in here, but as you can see, I've gone ahead and moved the faction module, as that was all that was left right there. So yeah, he did manage to break in, and I did catch him inside, doing a bit of damage. And I did punish him for it. I did break him, well, I did kill him. So yeah, I took his credits. I think I picked up about 210,000, so thanks for those, Tough. I'm going to put them to good use fixing the things that you broke. So yeah, as you can see, I'm probably just going to remove all of this and just probably scrap this entire station. I might have to get some help with that, but as far as it goes, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Leave in your comments below what you think. If I should leave this as a monument to the whole event here, or maybe I should scrap it for parts. I mean, economically, it's a lot smarter to scrap it for parts. I don't know. Leave your comments in the section below what you think I should do. I really think I should scrap it, but it also is pretty cool to look at. I mean, it's still functional. It still has like 19 million shields. It needs a repair, but that's not a massive issue. And it still has 93% of its health. So I don't know. It could be worse. I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to work out what we do from here. So as far as it goes, there's also a vote on the server to see whether or not we decide to, well, there's a lot of damage in there, whether or not we decide to reset the server soon, which if that's the case, I'm pretty okay with that. I just like to know players' opinions on what they think, so I don't want to just go and straight away just, you know, scrap it for the sake of scrapping the server, because we got to put a lot of work on this server. But if we do, I'm prepared. Our whole faction is prepared. We got all these new plans for when the new server does happen. Especially since for new players, I mean, if you look at the map, there's not a lot of free space to gain right now, and a lot of this area is just taken up by the bloody traders and the scavengers, which hopefully, if we do a new one, will be separated to different parts of the galaxy, so we can have a little bit more control. But as you can see, this network here, this whole network we've got, I mean, obviously none of the links to the station are working anymore. But this one here does take us to quite a few places. And I will be setting up a trade link to the UNSC faction as well, with one of their members called Pegasus. So we will be making some kind of trade agreement soon, which I will be making a video on in the near future. So if you guys like this, if you like this video, leave a like in the comments below. If you want to see more, leave a comment saying so. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike, because yeah, that's an option. And if you haven't already, subscribe. If you're just passing through and you like my stuff, make sure you subscribe, because every subscription helps me out. Not with money, because you know I have 82 subscribers, which, you know, that's so much YouTube dollars right there. But it helps me with, just keeps me motivated, keeps me wanting to do this. And that's what I want to do. I really enjoy this, guys. I really enjoy hearing and reading your comments. When I get a little message on my phone at work and I pop my head down just to check and see the little YouTube icon, it really just brightens my day. It knows that I've had a positive sort of effect on the StarMade community, as that's what I really want to do. I really want to help promote this game, because it's just so awesome. It's just so amazing, and there's just not enough people playing it. And when I say not enough, there's quite a few, but there needs to be more. All the people who play any game in the world need to play StarMade. Anyway, guys, this has been Surge with another StarMade Atlas Quest update. Just doing a wee bit of a review on some of the damage in the aftermath of a conflict we had recently. So if you liked, leave a like, and all the stuff I just said, because I just realized I'm about to repeat myself. Yeah, this is Surge, signing out.